Staying with Singapore, we caught up with Stephen Burridge and he gave us a lowdown on horse racing terminology.
Often on the racetrack, trainers may choose to use equipment as a corrective measure to ensure better performance. With regard to equipment that's used around the face of the horse, the most common ones are blinkers. While blinkers may help a horse, especially a juvenile, focus during a race, some trainers will use them only in competition conditions as against light work situations. On the occasion, the focus brought about by the use of blinkers may even help a horse settle down if too keen in a race. Champion trainer in Singapore Steve Burridge explains how blinkers may also help a hesitant horse go past another in the heat of battle.
Blinkers is something that we tend to put on horses that may be looking around a lot and not concentrating, and it just tends to make them more intent on doing what they're doing. Other horses it doesn't work on, so it's just a trial and error. But sometimes we put pacifier with blinkers, but other times we just might use them separately.
The use of pacifiers is manifold, and most trainers find that there is no real downside to using these.
Pacifiers are things that go on horses over their ears, and it goes over their eyes, and it's wire mesh that goes over their eyes, and it just seems to give a horse a lot of confidence. Every horse is different. Some horses it works for and others it doesn't, but you do tend to find the horses that wear pacifiers and are a bit nervous, it just tends to give them that little bit of confidence and tends to relax the horse.
A visor is similar to blinkers, except that it has a cut in each cup and is used on horses that need the blinkers to focus but yet relish a challenge to dig in deep.
Visor is something it's like a blinker, but they actually put a hole in the side of it so that they can still look out to the side. And it's another thing that is just a trial and error thing. Some horses it works on, others it doesn't. So all these things are just trial and error, just to get the best performance out of a horse. And if you've got a trainer or a person looking after the horse that is willing to try these things on horses that aren't concentrating, at least you've got a chance of getting the horse's best ability out of them.
Some trainers may also use a sheepskin noseband which will be attached to a bridle. Sheepskin generally do not have any negative effect and can help some horses with a high carriage.
The sheepskin that goes across on what we actually call a shadow roll is like a sheepskin that goes across their nose. Whether it works all the time on horses that tends to get their head up in the air, it's hard to say, but sometimes it does work on horses. So if you've got a horse that carries his head very high and tends to look up in the air, sometimes by putting that on, they do tend to get their look down further and concentrate even more.
Recently, trainers have started using winkers that look like sheepskins but are placed vertically behind the eyes, serving as open blinkers. Each equipment has a degree of efficacy which will vary from one horse to the next.
Winkers is something that's been introduced only in the last 3 or 4 years as far as racing in Australia and in Asia, and it's just something that it doesn't close their vision up altogether. It gives them that little bit of more open space, but it just tends to make them sometimes concentrate that little bit more if they do tend to be looking around. Again, it is a trial and error thing.
And then you have the Australian noseband, which in essence is a bit lifter, assisting the horse to keep contact with the bit at all times.